we totally forgot about talking about her, because
yeah,
she doesn't require mana to heal anyone, unless you're really trying to get circles all the time. But her Q doesn't require mana, it requires health. So with a little bit of help of her Globe, or maybe ETC later on the Proc Rock, you know, I think she's a very reliable choice. And of course, once again, we have the huge impact of the Dragon Queen when it comes to securing objectives, like a beacon, like a mercenary camp. I'm very excited to see how this is going to go.
Well, we've completely forgot about how good Druid was on this in some of the previous matches. So, very cool to see it return here. And once again, also the return of the Malthael. They're just bringing back all the old favorites.
Yeah.
Very comfortable with their own style, and it definitely works for them.
Alright, Rax's holdout. Malthael will be the top laner. So far, he has yet to face an opponent, and there are a couple of heroes that could best him. One of them is Zagara. Zagara has kind of disappeared, though, out of the global/Chinese meta. Dahaka is okay, but he needs to be very cautious, doesn't he?
Yeah, he will lose 1v1 versus Malthael, given in the Malthael is allowed to land those Reapers marks, then Dahaka will lose the lane. It's best for him just to play further back in the lane, but of course that means giving up the objective. The reaction to this is to rely on Genji. Genji is incredibly fast in terms of rotations on this map. He can jump from bot lane to top lane super quick, which makes him perfect for those very quick ganks.
Yeah.
So, able to punish Malthael if he gets out of position or even just drops a little low.
He does have a talent at level 1, though, Fear the Reaper, that allows him to be a little bit more mobile, allows him to pass through units, and to also have more movement speed. So maybe that's going to be the weapon of choice when it comes to escaping those deadly Genji ganks. What is their last pick going to be? They could need a little bit of pushing power. I was going to say exactly that. And pushing power is what Zarya provides. Shields can absorb the tower shots early on. That means high energy. And that, of course, means a lot of damage.
Expulsion Zone as well. A very fun tool, denying Genji. And this is the point. What they needed here was boss control, because the worst thing that could happen to BTG right now would be to suddenly Lion to get a lead somehow and be able to just take the boss in a significantly lower amount of time due to how Genji interacts with the boss. Taking those boss control tools, you already have ETC, a little bit of extra to sustain from Zarya, and the Expulsion Zone is going to give you the chance for at least contesting.
And here we see Sunny Lions C, formerly known as Butcher, a very seasoned player on the tank role. There's going to be a lot of weight on his shoulders in particular, maybe UCS as well, because the two frontliners are probably the most experienced players in the roster of Sunny Lane. Maybe they can rally their men behind them once more and, you know, with a roar and a pounce come back into the series. Whereas their opponents beyond the game, they can now approach this very, very laid back. All they need is one more victory. And even if they end up losing this one, which is of course not something we would wish them, they still have plenty of chances to come back. Whereas everything on the line here for the Sunny Lions in this playoff phase.
Exactly. If BTG win this map, they will be moving on to play against Soa. Start over again. Sunny Lion, they have to win 3 in a row for the same right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are heading into game number 3 of our playoff stage for HGC China to find out who will be going to the Eastern Clash. On the left, it is Sunny Lion with Pao playing Malfurion, Jaina on the Gul'dan, Phoebe D on Genji, C on Johanna, and Eustia is playing Dahaka.
Alright, and on the right-hand side, their opponents currently leading 2-0 in a very comfortable spot. It is BTG beyond the game, with Druid on Alexstrasza, 619 on ETC, Zarya is being played by ZJC, LLK on Malthael, wonderful display last game, absolute MVP material, and Dancing is once again on that Greymane.
It's incredible to say. It's incredible that we have a team where we look at them, and the person with the who plays the damage dealer the most is very rarely the MVP. It's just Ace. Dancing is a really good player. He is a methodical player. He doesn't do anything flashy. He doesn't make insta kill all the people plays like we see from from Jin Zhao or stuff like that. But he does his job. He does damage. He doesn't die.
Right, we see a grenade build coming in here for Zarya, by the way, and this is exactly what we talked about. An early Genji gank, going in for the Swift Strike, going for the deflect, but not getting the kill. LLK just running out to safety in time. And if you go that deep as a Genji, you really start to feel the pressure, man. Every second could be the last one behind enemy towers.
Corruption gaining lots of stacks, abundance gain value. Dancing actually rolled out of it a little early, so behind in terms of healing. Remember, only 3 teams from HGC China go to the instant clash, so every win is important as Jada drops a lot more damage on that cooldown. Wow, that's confusing. We've mentioned this before. This is CJZ pulling back, getting himself out of position. He is not the one on the mouth AL this time.
Oh, good lockdown here on Pao. Greymane follows, but the counter roots is the perfect foundation for Genji to bring the pain.
The abundance lands, that keeps Dancing alive, but they took so much damage. But we are seeing them alive. LLK, like we said, chilling in the top lane for the moment.
Let's see, 619 protected by preemptive shielding, trying to get something done about Johanna, but Johanna is one of the most resilient warriors when it's just her in the front line. So on the one hand, she lacks engaging capabilities, but on the other hand, she's really good when it comes to keeping herself alive, and that is oftentimes what you need in Brex's hold. That power on the Amalthurian, low on mana, and this could be the moment for Beyond the Game to turn on the heat a little more.
Blind once again though, preventing Dancing, doing so much damage to this objective. Genji moves onto the objective, able to sneak most of it, but CJ said, preventing him from anything more than a neutralization.
Okay, still a split situation here. Good lockdown, but it is once again Johanna. You can't kill her that easily. Strong healing by Mouth, even better self-shielding thanks to the Iron Skin, but I really think what Beyond the Game now needs to focus a little more on is getting towers. Look at LL Cool K holding that bottom lane, top lane, excuse me, like an absolute champ against the constant pressure of 2.
Yeah, he's actually right now fighting consistently. The only reason he can't stay longer is because he was able to get his health back up thanks to his essence. Genji was able to fountain, but the fact he forced both of those is a pretty huge deal. See, now here's the fun part. He needs to decide what level 4 talent to take, because Genji will rotate back up the top. Does he still go for Die alone, or does he adjust?
Alright, Genji dropped low, VD in trouble, so is 619, but Zarya's looking mighty fine. The circle, the abundance is good. Now ETC needs to jump to safety. Yeah, Dehaka coming in for a gank.
Cheeky surprise move in here, and this will be a good by Sunny Lion. Very cool move.
Yeah,
however, that does mean that Mount there will at least enjoy some time in control of top.
But that was a really smart, really cool move there by Dehaka. As you said, Tetra, using the Brush Stalker to sneak in and secure the Bruiser Camp. And Bruiser Camps on Brex's Hola are quite deadly. They offer great AoE damage. They offer a little bit of vision there as well on the Raven. And Shred building's pretty hard as well there. The blind is huge on Zarya, by the way. When she's got max energy, her auto attacks hit so hard that if she's blinded, you can really relieve the pressure of your teammates quite handsomely.
LLK having to take the Express Genji route out, using Genji as a teleport to keep himself out of escape route. You can see another double stun, using that movement speed shield to get himself out of too much danger afterwards. Moves on. They just take the route just to get that abundance healing at this point, which is why I'm kind of surprised Mouth... Mouth healing reduction level 7.
Yeah, and this is sometimes a problem. We talked about this in the last game Alex Strauss was picked. If you stand in that circle for too long, heroes like Gul'dan can just pop in those corruptions. They can just throw in those Fell Flames as well. And now Druid, look at his positioning. He knows that Genji could be after him. Great game sense.
As such, the first objective of the game is going over to Sunny Lion. Zerg Wave only have 4,500 Zerg Wave as Zarya is taken out. Good use of the Malfurion roots there. Oh my god, Genji went a bit too deep. Greymane able to drop some damage, but Genji did escape.
I think Genji also wanted to interrupt the Alexstrasza from teleporting back. One of the shurikens just barely missing. In the meantime, though, Malphite is going to try his best at clearing the Zerg Wave. Actually, his auto attacks that now cleave help him tremendously in that. Careful, 6-1. I was going to say, if those roots had come a little earlier, that would have been a deck cow.
Now though, Dancing getting some assisting LLK, and Alexstrasza are up there for just a little bit, but now they need to head down to bot lane. Front wall is down, a single tower remains protecting this fort. Top lane has been cleared, so they need to refocus their efforts on where the majority of the enemy team members Nice damage from the Zarya there, able to complete Demolition's Expert at a pretty reasonable rate.
Yeah, and speaking of completed quests here, by the way, Tish, I'm not sure if you noticed, but the Echoed Corruption has been completed, and that is mostly due to the fact that it was so easy for Gul'dan to land all those stacks because of abundance. We mentioned this time and time again, but it is such a huge staple for Jaina right now. One of his best heroes already maxed out this early thanks to Braxis and Alex Grasa. It's going to be quite the bumpy ride for Beyond the Game if they want to fight this Gul'dan from now on.
Pretty great for him now, having that fully stacked. You see him looking for a position where he can get people lined up. Stunned by ADC though.
Got him.
But not enough to save Gul'dan. Abundance keeps them alive as BD is forced to retreat. As Abundance heals everyone back up. Here comes Yustia. Looks like they still want to try and pick up a kill. As Sunny Lion moving in without level 10, looking to try and grab something here. They found Dancing and not so easily. Rosa, Zarya with the shield, and Greymane Dancing survives. Can they save 6192? He has no mana. Down he goes. It is a 2-for-1. Greymane picks up another kill, 2-for-2, and finally we will likely see Druid and Zarya backing up with the help of the Zarya.
Here comes Malthael. The cleanup duty is here. Gets one, gets another one. Those grenades are hitting like trucks, but guess what's also hitting hard? Enemy towers when you get licked into them. So well played by Sunny Lion overall. A bloody brawl in the bottom lane, but I totally forgot about the Dragon Queen actually. I wonder why Beyond the Game hasn't used the ability a little bit earlier, maybe before the beacons were fully charged.
It was already used in the fight. It was the main heal.
Oh, okay.
They healed it and then dropped and was able to heal again. So
gotcha. Then it was my mistake. But level 10 is now around the corner for Beyond the Game, and that's exactly what they need. Keep in mind that despite losing the first Zerg wave, their forts have remained, you know, largely untouched, which is definitely something to be on the lookout for Sunny Lion. They need to use those objectives a little more efficiently, I feel.
Be able to finally take an objective off their own. It's only a camp, but it's something. As level 10 for both teams, 619 has moved into the solo lane for the time being, giving Malthael a little bit of freedom, as 619 has stage dive.
Grenades used to scout here where the opponents could possibly be. In the meantime, we see pressure on both lanes. Top lane being pressured by Sunny Lion, bottom lane being pressured by Beyond the Game. Who can put on the hurt and pain a little more?
Expulsion Zone was used, the Demolition's Expert and pinpoint accuracy, allowing Zarya to do a lot of damage. The Horrify was good though, but the immediate shield onto Malthael is countered by the Twilight Dream. Malthael, Tormented Souls though, the healing is enough and he is
the Cleansing Flame.
Beautiful stun, Cleansing Flame, everything's coming up Beyond the Game. As in comes Yustia, late to the party, but he looks for a kill anyway. But he pulls in Zarya, and the damage tanking from 619, he might actually die.
Yeah.
619 makes it out.
Next one, please.
It's not going to be Dahaka. Yustia goes down. Genji is still here, and he's trying to sneak some percentages here. But he is on his own. Finishes a Shuriken stack, so that is good. He has a lot of damage output now for poking.
Alright, so Dahaka was indeed going a little too crazy there, in my opinion. He tried to maybe make something happen, but he was just too late to the party here. In the meantime, though, Genji actually occupying Beyond the Game for quite some seconds here, allowing his teammates to respawn. And look at that, they didn't even get a single charge out of the double beacon phase.
Genji so mobile, sneaking around, stealing percentages every now and again, and making sure that Beyond the Game do not make the most of their advantage. And as such, Sunny Lion, it's only really an XP deficit that they have right now. Structures are still even.
Yeah, Structures or even the Mercenary camp has been doing a great job overall, distracting and causing so much commotion here. Now, let's see, Dahaka coming in from behind. A great dodge by Druid, though. Everybody's dropping the Horrify's money!
Oh! The Blessed Shield Horrify was so... Malthael can't go through that. The 5v3 very much goes in favor of the 5. Who'd have thought? And now we see Genji not even deflecting this. He is just going to work through. There we go. Shredding through that boss. This will be a boss picked up by Sunny Lion. And now they finally begin to rotate up and finally will get a double ultra capture. Double peeking.
Oh, good expulsion zone here. Johanna just walks through thanks to Iron Skin. Here comes the roots, and it was all for nothing.
I'm sorry, was your expulsion zone meant to make us leave? No, Iron Skin, Roots, Genji dash, Sunny Lion ain't going anywhere without their piece of flesh, and they are able to grab it, and now they have a boss and a full objective to push with.
This is nightmare scenario right now for Beyond the Game. They're having so many obstacles, so many objectives pushed against them. A boss that is still roughly at 50% health. Then they have an entire Zerg wave. Zarya just died. She's going to have to go back. The only good thing right now is that the Hakka's still chilling top lane. HGC trying to keep him busy, so they were only going to have to defend against 4.
Unfortunately, they are only defending with 4. That is the issue here, but he is melee, so could have a little bit of difficulty anyway. Alexstrasza trying to make the most of that dragon form, burning through here, doing as much siege damage as she can. But Sunny Lion, this push, the horrify, see ya Straza, see ya Zarya. And Danzig is getting focused. HGC has arrived. Malfael is here as well. HGC is
that's it.
Greymane who's down. And yeah, that's going to be a 4, very soon to be 5-man push onto the core with a boss, with Hydras, with Guardians. And Sunny Lion, Kendrick, they might be bringing the comeback as we go into a 2-1.
I mean, that was very impressive. I did not expect the Sunny Lions to rally and group up again after a shattering loss in the previous game like that. You could really see how they were mechanically improving so much compared to last game. It was a beauty to watch, especially the Gul'dan pick paid off dividends. The horrify there at the end, I'm not sure if you saw it on the Alexstrasza, patiently waiting until the dragon form expired, and he knew exactly where she would come back from. Boom, horrify, boom, Twilight Dream, see Alexstrasza, as you said.
Yeah, completely avoided the non-existent frames, I think you or Grubby referred to them as at one point, where Alexstrasza, partway in between her dragon transformation, has a frame or two where she just doesn't exist. So perfectly timed, right as she becomes that human form again. Yeah,
very true. I mean, that was just, you know, if you played pixel perfectly, quite literally, then you deserve to win. And to me, it felt like Sunny Lion, they knew exactly how to draft and counter-draft everything that Beyond the Game had to offer. The Alexstrasza was good, no doubt, but the Gul'dan capitalized so heavily on all those abundant circles. He capitalized so well on the predictability of the Alexstrasza Dragon Queen. In my opinion, Gul'dan single-handedly won them the game right there.
I'd agree. Those horrifies were on point, able to just completely change the fight. Even that 3v5, maybe BTG could have disengaged, but not if they're silenced, not if they're feared. It was the perfect turnaround.
Perfect turnaround indeed. What started as a very clutch, close game turned pretty one-sided there at the end. I'm not sure about the Zarya. Zarya did get a lot of value early on, but the Johanna blinds, I gotta tell you, Tetcher, it really seemed to me like Johanna crippled both Zarya and Greymane quite a bit. They never really were able to unfold her true potential. Here goes Jaina on that Gul'dan. Fantastic performance by him.
That's an amazing screenshot. Amazing pause on his video, by the way. But yeah, well